it's Meet the Artist, and that's you. And we've known each other for a long time. We've known of each other, I think.
Yeah.
We've never really sat and talked like we did tonight.
Not at all.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've always been like amazed by your art. And when I met you, you were doing your comic books.
Yeah.
And so where are you at? Let's start there. Where are you at with your comic books now?
I'm into graphic novels and stuff, and then doing comics. I still do them.
Okay.
It's pretty much the same thing. Like graphic novels is just kind of like a fancy term for comic books.
Okay.
But the difference is like graphic novels are more kind of closer to like real life stories, or they could be stories that are more creative or kind of out of this world, but they're just like put in a way to where if you read a novel, it's just like a long story, like a movie almost.
So the graphic novels that you're working on now are separate from the comic books that you've written, those stories?
Yeah, they're yeah, everything I do is pretty much a different story from this point on.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I had a series back in the day that I was working on. It was called The Rhythm Diary, and I'm still gonna do it, but I plan to turn it into like a film eventually.
Okay.
And but yeah, my graphic novels are separate. So the comics that I do right now, I got something called Bizarre Tales.
Okay.
And it comes with like a music soundtrack.
Okay.
With some of my music on it.
Okay.
And it's like the Bizarre Tales series is more like otherworldly type of stuff.
Okay. It gives me the feeling of like an Avatar. Yeah. Like far out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's out there like that, and it's a lot of information that could be enlightening in it too, but it's an unorthodox way of just approaching comics, I guess, and it's just it's lyrics though that I'm illustrating.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like my lyrics and stuff.
So you're putting visual to your lyrics.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what it's about.
Okay. All right. So let's go backwards. Let's go way back, because again, when I did know of you, I knew of you through your comic books. I never really got to know you. Yeah. So where did you come from? Where was Garland born and raised?
I was born in Chickasha, Oklahoma. Okay. So I was born in 1982, February 1st, 1982. When I was 6 years old is when I moved out here. And I was pretty much raised out here, I guess, if you want to say it. And then I moved to like California, to San Bernardino for like 2 years, which is where I really started getting more into my art. Because I was drawing before, but I wasn't really into it until I was like 10 or 11. That's when I started really getting into it. And so when I came back here, it's like when I just kind of got off more into it.
When you how was the family support in your art?
My family's always been supportive of my art. Like, from my mother to my brother, they've always encouraged me. They thought I had talent and I should keep pursuing it. So they've always been supportive.
When we spoke earlier, you said something to me that really blew me away. You said that you don't look at pictures, it just comes straight out of your head.
Yeah.
And so where do you think that comes from?
Man, I don't even know. It's just like, I daydream a lot, so like people may be like, well, this guy either don't listen or you don't want to listen, but really like my mind is just always expanding and always thinking. I've just been like that since a kid. It's just my mind just goes other places, and that's as far as I can tell you where the ideas come from. Because I'm always thinking of this stuff. Like, so I could be talking to somebody, and I don't want to make them, you know what I'm saying, be rude or nothing like that. They just got to understand that about me.
That you hear, but you really...
Right, I'm in outer space. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a out-of-body experience, something like that. Or I'm pulling from somewhere else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When did you, what age were you, that's fine, what age were you, could you remember, that you may have sold your first art piece?
As far as...
It could be anything.
Okay.
It could be anything.
I would say, when I was like I think I might have been like 7 or 8. I sold like this ring that I made out of like this clay or like this type of wax. And I was going door to door like trying to sell stuff to people, and somebody bought it. And I brought it back to like my cousins and stuff. We all happy. We got like $1 and stuff. You know, I was just like a little hustler back then. You know, and you know that was. I mean, as far as an art piece, that was the first real art piece I sold. It wasn't even like a drawing. Right. You know, it was just like something that I made. Right. You know.
You were somewhat raised here, somewhat from a young age. You're doing your art. What other art do you get into? What else rocks your boat?
Rhyming, like you know, lyrics. Like
when did that start for you?
That started for me when I was in 8th grade. Okay. That's when I started rhyming. It was my stepbrother. He was like, yeah, we should make a song. So we had the old boom box back in the days, and we would take like a tape and we would put it in one, you know what I'm saying, put it in one of the slots, and then we have the other beat. We would play the beat, and then we would rhyme into the speaker, and we would record it, you know what I'm saying, like that. It was weird. Something like that. That's how it happened. I always got a weird memory when it comes to stuff. Wow. But, yeah, that's when I first started rhyming. But, you know, rap has always been like, it's always been like something I just love doing. I guess sometimes I thought about, man, maybe I could really make it rhyming, but you know, it's always been like my second passion as far as expressing myself. You know, but my art has always been number one, but it's always been my second passion. Just because sometimes I can't express or not say I can't express, but I need to put something into words. So that's when it comes to rhyming.
The rhyming.
Yeah.
And so we have your artwork that is just blessed on the walls here. Rapping, the comic books, the graphic art.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? The tattoos.
Tattoos, yeah.
Come on now. What? At what point were you like, oh yeah, I'm about to put my art on people?
Man, I've been thinking of it about doing it for like maybe a couple of years before I got into it, because I started off drawing Flash, and the Flash is like the little drawings you do.
I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, I started off doing Flash, and like the little Flash, it's like the drawings you do, and you take them to tattoo parlors, and they'll buy them from you.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I wanted to get into tattooing, but nobody would show me. There was one shop who said, man, you got some great art. Right. We'll teach you, but I just didn't have the money to buy the machines at the time. Okay. So I kind of had to skip over that. But eventually, I ended up getting some machines and just going for it, and it kind of just came from there. Like, there was a shop in East Phoenix. They took me in and they showed me how to clean and do, which is the most important part of it. You gotta learn how to clean and sanitize stuff. Right. And then like a guy I met, he kind of took me under his wing. He was like, look, this is how you set up the machines. Get out of that shop, because they just gonna want you to clean up after them and stuff. Wow. But you know what? Like, I'm glad I went the way I did, but I still would be considered a scratcher, even though I'm becoming a good artist. And a scratcher is just somebody who didn't have like a full apprenticeship at a shop. They just learn kind of on their own. But it don't mean you're not good. It just means, you know.
So you're like what they call an intern sometimes at other places, but not really in a sense, but you are learning.
Yeah,
you are learning.
I'm considered.
You're making money.
Right, yeah, I'm considered a good tattoo artist. You know what I'm saying? For the short time
But you didn't go through the whole apprentice.
No, I didn't. Exactly. I didn't go through the whole apprenticeship, but you know, I caught on to it fast because I've been drawing for so long. So it just kind of. You know.
Was it that much of a difference for you when you started doing tattoos as far as drawing? Is it different?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's different because, you're like working on a live person.
Okay.
So there's people like okay, I'll say this. If you took Rembrandt, which was an amazing, he was an amazing portrait artist, painter back in the day. If you took him and just gave him some tattoo machines, okay, he's not going to duplicate his best work in the first day or even in the first week, okay, or even the first month of tattooing. Okay. It takes time, okay, to develop, you know what I'm saying, to what you're able to do on paper to what you're able to do on people's skin. Because you're dealing with somebody, sure, who bleeds, sure, who moves. Sure. You're dealing with, right, they keloid, the skin, right, swell, right, up, right, you know, so. And
now I'm sure whether or not they keloid is something you ask.
Yeah, you know, you can ask them that, you know. People,
or sometimes they just tell you.
Yeah, some people will tell you, and they'll have tattoos that was done by somebody else. You know. And yeah, and everybody's skin is different. Like some people's skin is really rough, harder to get ink in. Some people's skin is really soft, so it cuts like butter, like a butter, you know what I'm saying? And then other people are in between. Some people are bleed more, sure, you know? So you gotta understand all that stuff, you know. Whenever you tattoo, you can be tattooing like, for instance, you seen like, and I don't mean to pick on him, but if you seen like Rick Ross who got some big Buddha belly, well, if you tattoo him, you gotta know how to move his skin, you know what I'm saying, to where you're getting in the details and stuff like that, you know. It comes with positioning. It's like, it's a lot behind tattooing, and I'm just humble because I know there's a lot to learn. Sure, sure. But you know, I'm just happy that I'm doing good at it. I'm starting off.
And you have repeat customers and all that?
Yeah, I got consistent customers and all that stuff. So that's a good thing.
And a lot of your customers, do they come from word of mouth?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. It's got to the point, like, I got flyers, but I only just pass them out, like, if I'm going to a new place, maybe they haven't been turned on to me. Sure. But I don't, everybody who calls my phone is because they seen somebody else's tattoo, or somebody else said, hey, you need to go here, and they just keep on coming through. So
so now we've grown. I mean, not to put your age out there or anything. You already put out your birth year, so we don't need to put out your age.
Yeah, they know.
But we've grown. We're grown now. And what I do hear sometimes is I have an underground brain road event for entrepreneurs, as you know, and we talk about going on that path of entrepreneurship and really owning your own and doing for self. Okay. So with that being said, do you work a regular job?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. Please tell us how you maintain.
I'm gonna tell you this. I have a very supportive wife. You know what I'm saying? Who I take care of my kids, and I make money that is able to be the other half to keep us stable, and then she makes money in what she does that keeps us stable. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a strong family unit, I guess I would say, in that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just about coming to the understanding, like, I could go out and work a regular job, but I make good money doing what I do, and then at the same time I get to raise my kids. Word. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're just a good unit to where, you know, we just complement each other well, because without me, she might be lost. Without her, I might be lost or having to do other things. But we just come together and just work it out, and we live comfortably. You know,
how long has it been since you've worked for corporate?
Shit. Man, corporate. What, a corporate telemarketing
like a job? Yeah, like a job. Yeah. Like just like a 9 to 5.
The last job I worked, it's been like, I'd say like since I started, I'd probably say maybe half a year after I was tattooing, maybe something like that. Okay. The last job I worked at was this place called Comtrans, and I used to drive and pick up people who were drunks or drug addicts and need to be driven places.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was the last time I worked. Now this, you know what I'm saying?
Was that, now how old are your children?
My oldest daughter, Lyric, she's 3.5. Okay. My youngest daughter, Sade, she's 5. Or not, She's
5 months.
She's 5 months.
Yeah. So
months.
when you started with tattooing and your job, your 9 to 5, I'm gonna say, how long before the first baby?
Shoot, probably, man, maybe. Damn, it's a hard question. I'm so horrible.
Okay, so you've been tattooing for a minute.
Yeah, for 4.5 years.
Okay, so you didn't even have your first child yet.
Yeah,
and you were doing for yourself.
Yeah, about a year and a half. Is
yeah,
that right?
Yeah, before your first child. And you're home raising them. That's really wonderful.
Right, and that's definitely important. So my daughter sees me drawing, and she sees me, and she even draws.
I was gonna ask you, is she into it?
Yeah. So I would say that's important. Like, if you got that type of dream.
Right.
If you're on your own, that's fine, chase after it. But if you have a good woman who supports you, you know what I'm saying? Work it out with each other, you know? I just believe in a relationship, just have an understanding. When you come into a relationship, just know who the other person is and what they are about, and you can go from there, you know what I'm saying? Because when you come in a relationship and you're not putting it all out on the table, that's how they just don't last, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just real from the jump, you know?
That's hot.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I feel.
Where can people get to you?
They can hit me up on Twitter at Garland WP. Twitter / Garland WP. Or they can hit me up my email at garlandwp@aol.com. So they can hit me up there if they're looking to get tatted. And shoot, I would give out my number
It's all good.
You know,
it's all good. Your studio and everything is at home.
Yeah, got a whole room dedicated to it. All clean needles, clean equipment, sanitize, all that stuff. I don't reuse needles or grips or any of that stuff. And on top of that, if you come get tatted by me, you're going to get something custom that nobody else has. Wow. You can look through Flash, but I'll design something that if you're walking around with, you're not going to run into somebody else who has it, unless you pick something that somebody's taken out of a Flash book or something. But I'll custom design and make you anything you're looking for. So.
Well, I appreciate you being here this evening and sharing your art with us and leaving it here at ENCORE, so when people come, they can see it. For sure. And the art is for sale. Yeah. Correct? Yeah. Even the big piece.
Even the big piece.
And I'll make sure I'm going to put it all on video so people can see your work. If there's anything else you want to share with the people before we shut it down.
Shoot. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me. You know what I'm saying? And stay tuned, because I'm trying to get off into other things, too. You know, this art and this music is just the first step, you know. But we're going to take it to other places. So I just say that. Peace.
Yeah.